Hello, this is Philip Otten, an engineer here at Valve Solutions. Today we are going to walk through adjusting the limit switches on our Series 1000X quarter-turn electric actuators. To do this procedure, you will need a couple of common tools: a standard Phillips head screwdriver, a 2mm Allen wrench, an open-ended wrench, and another Allen wrench. Both the open-ended wrench and the Allen wrench are sized to the model of actuator you are working on. You can see the different sizes of tools that go with each model of actuator in the table and in the description below. The first thing that we need to do is remove the top cover of the actuator. You do this by loosening the 4 Phillips head screws that hold the top on. Then use your Phillips head screwdriver to remove the dome indicator. Next, we will loosen up both of the mechanical stops for the actuator. You do this by loosening the nut, and then with the Allen wrench, unscrew the stop until it's almost all the way out. Now we will be setting the open limit switches. There are 2 limit switches for the open direction. The top one triggers the feedback, and the second one shuts off the actuator. You want to make sure that both switches are engaged at the end of this step. Drive the actuator open until it stops. Then check to see what kind of adjustments need to be made. If the actuator drives past open, you will need to close it until just before open. Then turn the Allen screw in the green section counterclockwise so that the cams are not engaging the switches. Next, apply power in the open direction. In small increments, turn the green Allen screw in the clockwise direction. Each time the cams engage the switches, it will stop the actuator. Continue this until the valve is in the correct open position. Next, we will set the open mechanical stop. Make sure the nut is towards the end of the set screw, then use the Allen wrench to drive it into the actuator until it stops. Once there, back the screw out about 1/4 of a turn, then tighten the nut down on the stop. Now we will be setting the closed limit switches. Once again, there are 2 switches for the closed position. The third one triggers the feedback, and the bottom one shuts off the actuator. You want to make sure that both switches are engaged at the end of this step. Drive the actuator closed until it stops, then check to see what kind of adjustments need to be made. If the actuator drives past close, you will need to open it until just before fully closed. Then turn the Allen screw in the red section clockwise so that the cams are not engaging with the switches. Next, drive the actuator closed. In small increments, turn the red Allen screw in the counterclockwise direction. Each time the cams engage the switches, it will stop the actuator. Continue until the valve is in the correct fully closed position. Now we set the closed mechanical stop. Make sure the nut is towards the end of the stop, then use the Allen wrench to drive in the set screw until it stops. Once there, back the screw out about 1/4 of a turn, then tighten the nut down. Reattach the dome indicator back onto the actuator. Make sure the closed mark is aligned with the arrow on the actuator. Next, put the actuator top back on and tighten the 4 Phillips head screws. Finally, we are going to cycle test the actuator to make sure everything is correct. Here you can see us applying power to the actuator to check that it stops in the fully open position. Now apply power to the closed direction and check that it stops in the fully closed position. For any questions about the products shown in this video, or for further assistance, a knowledgeable, courteous associate is standing by at VSI. Please visit www.valvesolutions.com for full product catalogs, manuals, and contact information.